Hey YouTube, how's it going? Just need like 2 seconds of your time because I want to mention our Patreon page. We're at the point now where we really need your support to keep making the videos that you guys love. So please take the time to go check out the card right up here to our Patreon page. Click right there, and yeah, enjoy the video.
What?
When are we going to have a baby? You can answer that.
Whenever
we have a baby.
Whenever we have a baby. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
When that little sucker arrives. This is good. How has your love for me changed since getting married? Do you like that question?
I do like that question. That's a good one. I think, well, I had an epiphany within the last couple months because we had an interesting first year.
True.
So I think that our first year was probably like some couples' 5 years. We fast-tracked a lot of different things. So I think I had this epiphany about a couple months ago, and I was just praying and just, praying about our relationship and all that. And then I felt God go, you know what, Lynette? I want to teach you to love Corey like I love him.
That's
so that
special.
was like, and I was going, oh my gosh, that's so true.
Take it.
Because I kind of was just loving you the best way that I knew how and through the love languages that I know how to give. But really, marriage is about learning how to love someone and how to serve them best, which I'm not nailing 100% yet. But I think it was when I felt God going, Lynn, that's my son. Like, I want you to love him like I love him. And that was a big moment for me.
That is a big moment. And that's the best kind of love, I feel like.
My turn.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. This is exciting.
What's something that you think that I'm hesitant to talk to you about?
Well, cannabis.
Yeah,
Right.
I knew it.
Which is funny because it's like, I think there's so much going on in the conversation. The way that I'm wired, I can't speak for anyone else. As a 30-year-old man, I did it legally. I got a card in California, and it literally is something that's not like I'm addicted to. It's not a drug in that way. It's something I'm like has helped me as a creative. It's something that helps me focus. And I was like, if they had the awareness of cannabis in college, I would have been a superstar student. And I'm like, I had ADD or whatever you want to call it. Whatever that conversation is a whole nother thing. But I'm like, I wish that arrived in my life during that time because I am able to focus in a way that isn't, and I don't prescribe to the negativity about it, and I just think that it needs a voice.
Okay. I mean, you gotta give me a little bit of credit because I'm like, I don't even care about weed. I don't care. I've never cared. I don't smoke, but I don't care if people do typically. What I care about is honesty,
of course,
which was not happening a few times over, which bubbles up different insecurities, which don't even touch like that subject. So it's like, as a female, that kind of all goes in a blender, which unfortunately for you, that's the case.
Yeah.
But it all becomes one thing. So it's like, oh, now I don't trust you because you're lying about smoking weed and you're, whatever.
And we've talked about that, and I apologize. I said, yes, I did lie about it in the short term, but for me, in my mind, and I totally take responsibility for this, I just know I don't want to experience feeling voiceless about something that I think is important, even if you don't agree. What if the other was true and there was something else, X, and you really felt passionate about it, you had a positive experience, and I just literally didn't, because I don't prescribe to it, I literally don't want to, I'm cutting off your voice and I don't want to have anything to do with it, I get to dictate how you feel about it. That's more my point, is the fairness and making it, we're equals, we are two becoming one.
Sure.
And it doesn't feel like one.
Right,
in those
but you
situations.
have to look at the backstory and go, oh wait, yeah, that's true. I mean, you kind of knew what you were getting into when getting married to me, so it wasn't like, oh, weird, there's now this thing that exists. And
we
like
evolve,
I said, no,
and
but
there's new
I'm fine with
experiences.
just the green stuff.
Sure.
Like, I've rolled your joints, trust me, I don't care about like the actual green stuff. It's the synthetic stuff in the pen that I'm like, I will not, there's no yes, it's just not happening.
Well, and I
like,
think
it can't
too,
happen anymore.
I think, this is more what I want to address, is saying neither one of us, I believe, in a marriage can expect to foster the best out and invite the very best out of one another the moment we start dictating anything. If controls are present in any facet of life, it evokes reactive behavior. Like think of a little child where they're demanded to do this or that. They just get reactive because
but it's
nobody
called compromise.
Well,
so
and
like,
but I think all invitations.
Just smoke the green stuff and we're fine.
But
But
see,
then I don't want you smoking the synthetic stuff.
And I could be totally in agreement with that, but I think it's the how we go about approaching things that I am utmost interested in. Is how are we approaching one another in something that is important. And there's times when something's going to be really important to you and it may not be as important to me, but that doesn't mean that I get to cut it off or I get to like divorce myself from the conversation. You know, if it's important to you, I want to give you the respect that you deserve, which is all of it. And I want to feel that the same. I think that's fair. I think that's how we're going to grow as a unit. That's ultimately what I think this conversation is about for me. Here we go. God bless you.
Oh my God.
Okay. This is where it could get a little melancholy. Describe the time you felt most alone in our relationship. When did you feel most alone?
I mean, that season when you were kind of just like back in Arizona and stuff. And I just felt like, okay. Like I literally was calling you and you weren't like even answering. Like, here we go again. But I'm like, you were like dealing with all of that and like.
And all of that, you're certain what
I
all
don't
of that
know.
was.
I mean, like you're literally at my parents' house, but I'm like, okay. Like we've only been married less than a year, and I'm like, and it was just all of it at once, and you were like smoking certain stuff that made you like a little bit cuckoo in my mind.
According to you, yeah.
But according to other people, and then there was like a period of just like this time where I'm like, okay, so what am I left to deal with? And I'm just in LA by myself, right when I signed my contract, like excited and like supposed to be the most exciting time of, you know, my career. And then it was just kind of like so hard to be like, you weren't even there when I broke 100,000 subscribers, you know? So I was like, this is like, I have this written in my journal. This was like bullet points of things that I want to do this year. And it just felt like, and I'm like trying to call you and you were just like, I need my time. And I'm like, okay, but what is like, and now we're past that, but it's just like, that was really rough.
But I had my experience of what I was going through during that time too, and it's just as valuable as what you were experiencing. And again, I ask the questions I want to be asked, and I am sharing things that I want to be shared with as well, you know? So I in no way, shape, or form would I ever take away what you were experiencing. It is 50% of the conversation becoming whole from where I'm standing, you know? And I think the more you trust that in me, and the more you give me the grace, you know, even despite things that unconventionally as they look and we don't have a conventional relationship. Like we have this circus of a family in like the most literal, like I married into magic, you know what I'm saying? Your dad being a magician your whole life, you were not raised normal, I was not raised normal. Here we are, as dysfunctional and awesome and crazy as it is, our little circus family, we have to find what works for us, you know? That's why we can't compare it to what other people are doing. We can be inspired by others, but I think we need to be the greatest source of inspiration that goes, I feel safe with you, and you feel safe with me. I want to work backwards from that experience. There's going to be plenty of unconventional, untraditional things that we're going to go through in the nature of our trajectory, but that's more, I think, the productive part of the conversation, don't you think?
Yes.
I love you. Just to make sure that's clear. Is it my turn? Ooh, this kind of dovetails off earlier. When do you feel proudest of me? Or most proud of me? I don't know if that's the best way to say it. When do you feel most proud of me?
Well, geez, I was like thinking of like 20 things off the
Oh
top of my
my
head.
goodness.
But I think, let's see. when you're sharing with other people who Carol, your mentor, was to you, that is when I just light up. And that's really the ultimate reason why I started romantically thinking of you in a different way other than just being friends, is when you kind of like lit up and started talking about, you know, hey, I have to call it early tonight because I have a breakfast meeting at 6 in the morning. I was like, really? I was like, who are you going to breakfast with at 6 a.m.? And you're like, oh, my friend, Dr. Carol Reinhardt, he's my mentor, blah, blah, blah. And that's kind of what transcended my thoughts of you from friends to then like a little puppy dog, like cocking his head like, what? Tell me more. And you're like, yeah, he's at the time like 87 or something. And that was like kind of the transcendent moment, a big moment for me. When I got really interested in you. I was like, what guy is saying, oh, I want to carry on my 93-year-old mentor's legacy, and then talks at his memorial and says the most honoring speech out of everyone there. That was like a proud moment for me. And I know that was a big moment for you as he passed, and now you're just like taking the torch.
And he loved you. He would like look at me and then he would look at you. I was like, Carol, shape up, yeah. He'd steal like, and always an extra kiss, huh? Yeah, that was so I was just so
But
grateful.
he's proud of you.
Yeah, I miss him.
I know.
But he's here with us. Thank you.
Okay. Why do you love me?
Oh, goodness. I love you because God told me to, and because I do, and because how could I not? And I think that it's a package deal, and like your family has been the hugest blessing to my life beyond I can even describe. So it wasn't that it's you, it's your whole family, it's your family's legacy, it's your dad, it's your mom, it's your brother, and the whole family. But you know, you're beautiful in every sense of the word. What Carol said about you, you are that. You are 2D beauty. You are two-dimensional, not just outward, and obviously, you are beautiful in every sense of the word. But I feel so privileged that I know the inward beauty, and I get a chance to see it growing and blossoming, and it's magical. It's incredible. I mean that in every possible sense of the word. And I just am the luckiest dude on the planet that I get to be married to you.
Thanks, honey.
Hey guys, it's me again. Really hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for sticking with us. As I said earlier, I'm here to remind you guys about our Patreon page. We're at a point now where we really need your support in order to keep making the content that we do. So please take the time to go check out this box, boop, Patreon box right there. Check it out, and anything you guys can contribute will help us tremendously. Thanks so much.